Harold Turner once had a dream to become a painter. As a young boy growing up in the countryside of Ohio, he always carried a sketchbook and a box of watercolors, capturing everything he saw: the endless cornfields, the sparrows perched on wooden fences, and the crimson sunsets that painted the sky every evening. But life had other plans. As he grew older, Harold chose the safe path. He studied accounting, graduated from college, and worked for a financial company. Time passed. He got married, had children, and spent his days working from morning till night. The paintbrushes and watercolor sets slowly faded into the background, collecting dust in a forgotten drawer. One day, I'll paint again, he used to tell himself. But then came the bills that needed to be paid, the responsibilities of family, and the relentless pace of life that pushed his dream further and further away. By the time he realized it, he had retired, his hair had turned gray, and it had been 40 years since he last picked up a brush. On his 70th birthday, his wife, Margaret, brought him an unexpected gift: a set of paintbrushes and a high-quality sketchpad.
Harold, I know you still love painting.
She said gently.
You have all the time ahead of you, just paint.
Harold smiled faintly, but doubt crept into his heart.
I'm too old to start again.
He sighed. My hands aren't as steady as they used to be, and my eyesight isn't sharp anymore. But Margaret simply placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder and said,
It's never too late to do what you love.
That night, Harold sat before an easel, hesitating for a long time before finally picking up a brush. He dipped it lightly into the watercolor, and the first strokes appeared on the paper: a simple tree branch, a faint ray of sunlight. As his hand moved, memories of the past came rushing back. In that moment, he realized that painting had never left him, it had only been waiting to be awakened. From that day on, Harold spent hours each day painting. He wasn't in a hurry, nor did he feel pressured. He simply allowed himself to enjoy every stroke of the brush, every blend of color. He painted the memories of his life: the old wooden house where he grew up, the bustling town market, the deep blue summer sky he had always loved. One day, his granddaughter, Emily, happened to see his paintings.
Grandpa, your paintings are amazing.
She exclaimed. Emily took photos and uploaded them to social media. To their surprise, the paintings quickly gained hundreds of likes and shares. Many people were touched by his story: a 70-year-old man rediscovering his passion. A local gallery owner came across the post and immediately reached out to Emily. I'd love to showcase your grandfather's work, he said. When Emily told Harold, he was stunned. An art gallery? You must be joking. But Emily just smiled.
Give it a try, Grandpa.
Harold's first exhibition took place on a warm May evening. As he stepped into the gallery, his heart pounded. His paintings were displayed proudly on the walls, illuminated by soft golden lights that highlighted every detail. Visitors murmured in admiration, pausing in front of each piece, quietly sharing the emotions the artworks evoked. A middle-aged woman approached Harold, her eyes glistening with tears.
This painting, it reminds me of my childhood. Thank you for painting it.
Harold was speechless. For the first time in his life, he understood the true power of art. It wasn't just brushstrokes on paper. It was a story, an emotion, a connection that could touch people's hearts. As the exhibition came to an end, Harold received an unexpected surprise. An art collector had purchased one of his paintings for $10,000, you know. The man said, "This painting is worth far more than that." Harold smiled, not because of the money, but because, at that moment, he realized he had truly become an artist. After his first exhibition, Harold continued painting not for fame or fortune, but for the pure joy of it. He started offering free painting lessons to seniors in town, people who had once believed it was too late for them to learn something new. He published a book sharing his journey, telling the world that dreams had no expiration date as long as one had the courage to start. At 75, Harold sat by his easel, his eyes filled with quiet happiness. He knew he had spent years away from painting, but that no longer mattered. What mattered was that he had found his passion again, and more importantly, he had proven that success is never too late as long as you dare to begin.